This is northern Senegal's rice-growing valley. Here it's mainly the women who do the farming, and some are taking part in a revolutionary experiment. Most grow just enough rice to feed their extended families, but if they could increase yields without putting more land under the plough, then crop shortages could become a thing of the past.
We don't have enough money to pay for our children's higher education. If we can increase our rice yields and sell more expensively, we will have enough money to pay for their schooling.
Scientists at the UN-funded Africa Rice Center are crossbreeding a new variety of rice that can adapt to the harsh African climate and soil. So far, the results have been remarkable. The new variety, called Nerica, or New Rice for Africa, provides a 30% increase in yield, grows faster, can handle the salty soil conditions, and requires far less water, crucial for the scrubland of West Africa. These women who've planted it like what they see.
With this rice, you can harvest it early before birds arrive.
One reason there were rice riots in 2008 is because the crop is so price sensitive. Worldwide, only 6% of rice goes onto the export market, so when there's a drought or shortage, the price soars. It almost tripled from $300 a ton to $800. It's now fallen back to around $500. And the price hikes, far from bringing in extra revenue, actually hurt the villages where it's grown.
There wasn't enough rice in the capital Dakar, so they came here to buy our supplies. Farmers sold it because the price was high, but it meant some people here went without, and rice had to be imported from elsewhere.
At the moment, Senegal has to import around 80% of its rice, mainly from Asia. But if this new rice gets accepted in villages like this one, there's no reason why Senegal couldn't become self-sufficient within a decade.
Self-sufficiency may be the goal, but not everyone's convinced that it's even important. Food is a commodity like anything else, and money should be spent on urbanization instead.
Turns out that food security can be secured by buying the food on the market and having very regular incomes. If you have high incomes, the Japanese produce very little food. They never have a famine. And many countries are mostly self-sufficient and have recurrent famines.
There are other problems, despite the new variety being less expensive because irrigation costs are lower. And a 3,000-year heritage in rice growing in this region, it's still hard to convince farmers to switch. The scientists have to work closely with the growers to help them see the benefits. It's a slow process.
We bring the varieties into the farmers' fields and we allow the farmers to cultivate this variety alongside their own traditional strains. Then the farmers will be able to evaluate the new varieties with their own under their own management conditions. If the new varieties perform better than their own, then you will find they will adapt this new one.
For those who have made the switch and begun to sell their surplus rice, the economic windfall is there. Much of the local population lives in straw huts. These concrete homes going up come from rice revenue. Senegal and much of the African continent's population is growing by 4% a year. The population will have to be fed somehow. The new rice for Africa may be the solution.